Okay, here we are, episode 2 of Home Services Inbound Inspection. Today we're looking at interior painters in Boston. So I wanted to start off by looking at the keyword planner in Google Ads. This is something that's available if you pay for Google Ads in more detail. There's a free version, but there's less details. So start off with looking at, make sure the area is on Boston. You can see how it's defining Boston for these searches. Apparently, there's houses in the water. I don't know. So you can see it kind of like extends out, a decent amount to the south. So that's what we're working with here. It's saying roughly 8.6 million people. A lot of the terms it gave me were, you can see the top terms here: painters near me, house painters near me, home painters near me, building painters near me painter, Aura Paint, which is a product from Benjamin Moore. So interesting that near me is still like the top thing. So people relying on it using their location of their computer, their IP address, or the location of their phone when they're doing these searches, painting your kitchen cabinets, that kind of thing. Okay, so we're looking at the top here. It's saying that to run a Google ad to make sure that you are in the not only on the top of the page, but like even the top of the page is $53 for a click. That's what you want to bid on to get a click. To get on the top of the page on the low end is minimum of $13. So you can see it's highly competitive, $13 to $53 just to get a click. That's not to get a lead, that's just to get a click on a Google ad. So you can tell other people are paying for these Google ads to get traffic to their website. So now you see averaging, 200, a lot of these terms around have around 200 searches per month or 100 searches per month. So there's a good amount of demand in the area. So now let's look at some actual searches. This is painters near me, and now my ESC, it says right here, results for Boston. I'm not sure why it also shows New Hampshire right there, but my VPN is set to Boston as well. So there's actually no ads on the top of this search. Maybe this is just for me. So, keep in mind that it does change person to person, what words you use, what location you're in. So this is Boston. We have Madi, Proline, Big Dog. Love that Big Dog painting. 217 Google reviews, 47, 156. Yeah, they have a very solid setup. Google profile with pictures, with reviews, how many years they've been in business, all this type of stuff. And you can see that like they're all located around here. There's more results of the maps. And you click on maps to see more. You scroll down, people ask. This is interesting. The top organic result for here was Better Business Bureau, painting contractors near me, which is shocking. Benjamin Moore, which is interesting. They make the paint. Angie's List, Precision Painting. What is this? Wisconsin? I see some sort of mistake. And you have Yelp. I don't know. This is all over the place. I'm not sure what's going on here. This one makes sense. Framingham. I don't know. So take some of that organic stuff with a grain of salt because it's a little bit all over the place. Let's move on to another search. This is interior painting. We have two of the same people from the first one. So let's go ahead and click on their website. The formula here is 331, which is look at, three different searches on three different platforms and look at three different contractors' websites, see what they're doing well, and then one takeaway that you can use to get more inbound traffic, more inbound leads through your content, through your website, through your SEO, that kind of thing. So we have these three at the top here. Let's scroll down. Reddit, professional do-it-ourselves interior painting. I guess interior painting is a little bit broad. I'm not saying that I'm looking for a company or a contractor, so I guess it could come up with questions like this. These are good questions that you could have like someone answers to. You don't want to pigeonhole yourself, I think, into a price, but what's the average cost? $2 to $6 a square foot. Okay, according to TaskRabbit. Like, come on, TaskRabbit's not even like, come on. I need some contractors in Boston to make some good content to explain the pricing so you don't rely on TaskRabbit, who's just gonna throw it out to a bunch of freelancers. They probably don't even have insurance. No offense. The average room, 12 by 12 room cost, $300 to $800. So some interesting stuff here. It's all about cost. People are curious, can I paint over old paint? How much does it cost? Thanks to know this is interesting. I've never seen this before. What are the steps involved? This is all AI. Where is this getting it from? Well, you could click on this link. Let's see what it says. HD supply, Heller painting. I mean, so if your content is good enough on your website, maybe it can show up here. Maybe you can get some traffic if people have some, so like, oh, they have a lot of information. They explain things. Here's a YouTube video. I doubt this guy's in Boston. Okay, so let's scroll down. Let's not lose track here. Benjamin Moore, how to paint interior. Okay, get out of here. All right, how to paint. Okay, so interior painting gave us a lot of like do-it-yourself type stuff. Here's Certa Painters, interior painting, a lot of do-it-yourself, a lot of costs. Okay, and then the contractors, the businesses listed at the top. So let's look at Madi, since they are ranking the top for a couple of these things. Boston's trusted exterior painting experts. So it's interesting they lead with exterior painting and restoration because I typed in interior. And what's going on here? Exterior home. Okay, this is nice. Carpentry, wood repair. You notice they have Boston on each of these little services. Deck repair installations, 20 years. Solid big picture at the top. Let's scroll down. Gutter cleaning, power washing. This is interesting. Okay, now here we go. Interior paint. Okay, so there's some stuff interior painting. This doesn't look like a real photo before and after. I guess that's fine. None of these look like they're actual photos. I guess it's fine. They're decent looking if they are stock or AI, like they are decent looking. They do kind of show the service somewhat. So let's scroll down. Exterior and historic restoration. They're really pushing the restoration and the exterior stuff. So it's interesting that they rank so well for interior. Maybe they just have a lot of good information on here. I mean, they have a lot of reviews. Okay, scroll down. That was basically it. Let's look at their services page. Oh, this is some small font. Okay, begins with this. Okay, great. Carpentry. Okay, so each one kind of has a thing. This is misspelled. Restauration. Never heard of that. I guess that's when you turn something into a restaurant. Deck stain. This is good. So yeah, I think this is a good thing to kind of steal like a takeaway. I would do it better than this. This to me is hard to read in too much text. But explaining exactly what you're doing, the cleaning and surface preparation, power washing, stripping, sanding, repairing, all that stuff, high quality stains, have a good picture, explain it. Everything's explained in detail. That's a good thing to use. Interior painting, blah, blah, blah. I think you could do it better than this. You could use more personality. You could explain things, bigger font, even make a video about this type of stuff. I would do all of it. But you can see kind of, this is probably why they're ranking. The site's probably been around for a while. They've been around for 20 years. They have a lot of reviews, a lot of information, a lot of text information. They have the areas that they serve. Always make sure you have this, areas we serve, Greater Boston, because people can be searching Boston, Greater Boston, Newton, Wesley, Wakefield, Cambridge. They could be using all these terms. They could also be in those locations. So in order for Google to serve your website as an option, you need to make sure that you do list, like, we're not just Boston proper, we're not just downtown, like we also do all these little towns, these little suburb areas, et cetera, so people know, and so Google knows really to show you. Let's look at their contact form. Let me slide my face over. Name, email, phone, address, state, city, zip code. Okay, I mean, this is a lot of detail when you're looking to start. Are all these things required? No, that's bad. See, that's another takeaway. Make these fields required. I just sent them a free get a quote form. That's ridiculous. You at least need to put like name, phone number, email, what you're looking to do, you know. Also, they just have an email here, so people. I always recommend against this. I mean, people can argue about it if they're not, but they're not going to fill out your contact form. They just email you directly, and you can get a bunch of spam and sales emails. Let's look real quickly at their project page. I mean, they're really pushing the exterior stuff. So nice pictures, nice historic stuff. I'd like to see more before and afters. More. This is specific to Newton. This is specific more to Newton. Okay, whatever. You see what they want to focus on. Moving on, another one that ranked well was Proline. I put my face back over here. This is the lead with interior painting company serving the greater Boston area. Okay. There's some pictures in the background, commercial painters. That's good. Some good takeaways here. Kitchen cabinet painters, exterior house painters. Not bad. Okay, so scroll down. Top rated painting, Boston Painting Contractors. Let's click on that. It goes straight to request a quote. See, look at that. Required. That's great. I would, maybe make the message required so you know what you're getting into. This is important too nowadays. Make sure you kind of limit your spam by doing that. Let's go back to their page. I'll even have a virtual estimate option, which is interesting. Did you hear about us? I would definitely have that on the regular form. Google, Facebook, referral, previous customer, other. Interesting. What about Yelp or Angie's List? Or what if they saw your van or someone saw a t-shirt? I would just think about that, do other things. Do your drawers come up? Okay, wow, they asked like a lot of detail here. And then provide pictures of it. That's good to see. I mean, I support that. I support that. I think good practices to learn from. A lot of details required from them, but if you want to give them accurate pricing from cabinet painting without going there, it kind of makes sense. Refinishing is kind of vague. Does that mean you're going to sand and stain them, or you're going to sand and put a clear coat? Does that include painting? So I would definitely want to clarify that. If I were them, that would be my feedback. Let's go back to this page. Interior house painting, Boston. Do you have these problems? That's a good thing to have. New home, paint chipping, color change. Why choose us? I don't know why there's a question mark here. Oh, why choose Proline painting in Boston and surrounding neighborhoods? That's kind of a weird question. No one would really Talk like that. Okay, so yeah, some good things here. I mean, a lot of content, good contact forms. At least they're asking how you found us, that kind of thing. I think these things are good. Insured, quick service. We'll take care of respect. They put this, I like that. That's good. These look like real pictures. I support that. Looks like the real owner. I think that's a great idea. I think it's good takeaways. Put the owner, put the manager, put your foreman, put real people want to see authentic stuff. If they see something very generic, they don't know who they're hiring. It's just like a faceless company, and you may just be subbing it out to people, and the crew may be changing, the quality may be changing all the time. So if you want to stand out, and you are the owner, and you are responsible for a lot of this work, then put yourself there. People want to see that. I like this. Make sure Google reviews on here. That's great. Definitely recommend that. Yelp, House, Facebook. That's great. This is all good stuff. So a lot of good stuff to take away from here. Uh, it has his email though. I wouldn't do that. Yeah. So you can see why it's ranking. There's a lot of content, a lot of specific. Look at that. You see even they tag the photos. Interior paint Newton, interior paint Boston, Brookline. You click on it. Oh, it's like a whole gallery of the project. That's smart. That's smart. I would definitely recommend the companies do that. So let's move on. The next search we have is cabinet painters. We have Proline again. My goodness, are they advertising? No, they're not. Powell, Castle. Maybe they're just like right here or something. There's Madi again. You can see it's kind of this same couple of people because they have really good content, really good pages that covers everything, and good pictures, good explanation. Cabinet painters, this is kind of vague. Okay, you got How's Angels looking at that. Okay, let's move on. Let's do something specific. Skim coating. Skim coating contractor near Boston. Hit me with the AI overview. I haven't seen any paid ads yet, so I don't know what's going on with my account. Maybe they know that I'm doing a lot of searches. I'm not serious. AI overview. They gave you one, two, three, four people based on area, citywide, south, west, and then it kind of gives you a little bit of a summary. Small to medium plaster repair, interior plastering, knockdown texture, that kind of thing. What's interesting is like I said skim coating specifically. So like here we are, Boston plastering, skim coating. Ryan says skim coating. So I don't know why it doesn't use skim coating more, but it's saying these are the top rated skim coating contractors. So how did it rank this? It's probably because they have a specific page on it. You can see drywall and plaster repair, drywall, plaster repair. Yeah, you can see very specific pages. So takeaway, have a specific page on skim coating, on a service, whatever you want to rank for, you want to get traffic for. They have plastering in their name and in their website. So not the same as skim coating, but similar, obviously. Plastering, skim coating. Elephant, drywall and plastering. That's a hilarious name. I don't even know. I'm not going to forget that. Okay, skim coating walls, Boston. Plastering contractor. So you want to rank well for these type of terms, have a specific page. My name is Ryan, so I'm going to click on this. Ryan Painting, skim coating walls, Boston. Very specific. Erase texture and damage, create a smooth modern surface. Very simple. Old texture patchy. Easy to read, exactly what you're doing. They range from this, that's great. People ask for costs, give them a range to get started with. Here's a case study. Here's a FAQ. Oh, this is great. This is great takeaways. This is what you want to have on your website, even on your social media. Stand out. Isn't always necessary. Here's when it's necessary. For high sheen paint, definitely. And you got pictures of it. Let's see what happens here. Okay. Yeah, all right. This is really, really good. I would definitely, good information here. If I was serious about skim coating, I was to spend $5,000 a room to skim coat it before painting. That's the type of stuff I'd want to see. Once again, I don't recommend putting the email, but you know, definitely good stuff. Book your free estimate today. Click on the contact thing. Okay, it has a little calendar. That's nice. Let's see what he's available. That's good. It's gonna ask you my name. Okay, very good. Like a scheduler right there. That's pretty nice. And it has the areas they serve. Pretty solid things to take away from. Now let's move on to the next platform, ChatGPT. I put painters near me, Boston. So it's that here's some painters in your area. Proline, CertaPro, Boston. So you can see Proline was listed earlier. Ryan Painting Company. This is more detailed. Plaster, skim coating. See, it's pulling from your websites what you tell them, what information you put on there, but it has to have proof. How do you have proof? You have pictures of your work. You have detailed explanations. You have service pages. You have like just written explanations of everything in detail, what you do, how you do it, and why people trust you. Before and after pictures, and then reviews mentioning it, pages mentioning it. That's how you get found. So it was the right paper. Okay, so how did you choose these companies? Always ask ChatGPT and Claude, like, how did you choose these companies? I simulated real search behavior. The results came from Google, Angie's, HomeAdvisor, Yelp. Okay, where people are clicking. Review signals. I didn't just look for 5 stars. I looked for the volume. 20 versus 300 is very different. These are, I agree with all this stuff. So people are so, concerned. They're getting sold all these packages and buying all these PDFs on like how to rank an AI, blah, 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 blah. Just ask the AI, how the fuck are you ranking companies for this search? And how do I get there? So you have companies that show this prep work, residential, interior. Why? Because these companies probably rank more often, website and brand presence, but volume of reviews, not just 5 stars, service pages, you're on other websites, local relevance, not just Massachusetts, Boston. There you go. Now let's look at Claude, which is from Anthropic. Similar idea. I'm guessing these are Google reviews as well. It has Modi, Proline, a lot of the same results as Google, which is really interesting. Here we go. Here are the top two. Also excellent. They both have painting in the name, which is interesting. Proline Painting and Pro Painting. Whew, Proline and Pro. That's going to be easy to mix up, but whatever. Great for interiors and cabinet refinishing. We only got about 3 minutes left, so let's try to wrap this up here. Here's Ryan again. Great for historical restoration. Okay, so it's kind of the same things. And the why these things, okay, so how did you choose these companies and rank them? And this is not a personalized search on Claude. I don't have my history saved, so it's just giving me flat stuff. I ran a Google place to search for painters. Okay, so if you don't have person set up, it's just going to use Google. Claude's just going to use Google. Don't use a strict formula, star rating, number of reviews, hidden factor in price, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it's really just using Google. Okay, great. So the main takeaways are to have lots of Google reviews, not only 5 stars, but volume of reviews, probably recent reviews. Fill out your Google profile as much as possible because these AI chatbots and search things are referencing Google. Not only that, it's also referencing website content, as in service pages, locations that you serve, location pages, before and after pictures, detailed explanations of your process, detailed explanations of the service. So those are the main takeaways. Take care of your Google profile, take care of your Google reviews, and have very specific content on your website. And you can rank not only on Google, but also on ChatGPT and Claude. Thank you for joining. I'll see you next time.